Here is the most broken way to level up your weapons in Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone Season 1. In my opinion, this is currently the fastest way to level up your guns in the entire game, and you can max out your weapons in 30 minutes or less with a double weapon XP token or double weapon XP weekend. And currently there is a double weapon XP weekend live until the 28th of December after Christmas, so make sure you make the most of this while it's around. If you find this guide useful, be sure to drop a like on the video and check out my other Season 1 guides, like how to level up the battle pass fast, Warzone tips, camo guides, zombies guides, that kind of thing. I've got separate playlists if you guys want to check out any of those videos, and I'll have timestamps in the description if you want to jump to a specific part of the video so you don't waste your time. I want to make this guide as quick, easy and as simple as possible so you guys get the most out of it. So let's talk about how to actually get weapon XP as fast as possible in the game right now. So this video is going to focus on Warzone in particular. If you want to focus on other modes like multiplayer or zombies or the best modes across both the games, then do check out my other guides for that. I will have guides via the card on the screen or link in the description if you guys want to get access to those. But today we're going to talk about how to do it in Warzone. As like I say, I feel this is currently the fastest way to level up your guns. Now in Warzone, the best mode at the moment is Plunder, but you can play other modes. They will work in similar ways, but this is the best because you have your custom loadout straight away, infinite respawns, no gas cloud, anything like that. So it's just much better and much easier to get weapon XP, but you can do it in the other modes if Plunder isn't around or if you don't want to play Plunder. Before we get into the video, if you're looking to permanently unlock the new Modern Warfare 3 Mastery camos, including Interstellar and Borealis, or play in bot lobbies to max out your guns and unlock camos quickly, or even get your hands on an instant delivery pre-made account, then be sure to check out MitchCactus.com. These guys are the biggest and most reliable sellers with tons of brand new offerings for Modern Warfare 3 with completely safe and legitimate services for Xbox, PlayStation and PC. So far they have almost 10,000 reviews on Trustpilot. If any of that sounds good to you guys, then make sure to use code RAGER for 5% off for a limited time only. Like I said, I recommend playing Plunder, but regardless of what method you're doing, here is what you want to do. There's three main parts of this weapon XP method. I'm going to talk about each one in turn quickly, and then we'll talk about the main kind of strategy overall. So it is worth sticking around to the end so you guys are fully clued in on the most effective way to max out your guns really quickly. So starting out with part one of this weapon XP method is contracts. Now I'm sure this is obvious, but it very much matters what contracts you're doing and how you're doing them. So make sure you guys are listening to this bit. Now for contracts, there's quite a few ones in the game you can do. So obviously we've got like Most Wanted, Scavenger, Intel and Big Game Bounty. Those are kind of the best contracts in the game in Season 1. I will quickly talk about each contract and then the best one overall. So we've got Scavenger. Obviously you just open 3 supply boxes. If you're doing this one, just try to go between each loot box quickly with a vehicle like a helicopter or an ATV, quad bike, something like that. For the Intel one, obviously you start the contract, head to a computer terminal and upload the Intel. It's fairly simple. And for the Big Game Bounty, it's returned since Warzone Caldera, and you basically have to go to one of the better players on the map and attempt to take them down. It's similar to a bounty, but you get more money and more XP. It's one of the best contracts in the game, and I recommend being stocked up on ammo, armor, maybe picked up a UAV to find them, that kind of thing. Even though they're better players, I still don't find it amazingly hard, so I would recommend going for these if you can, if you are going to go for a bounty one. And the other thing is sometimes people will kill your bounty before you even get to them, which means you get a bounty poach, so you get a bit of XP, but you didn't have to put in the effort of actually killing the person, and then you can go straight onto another contract. So I quite like that when that happens because it just saves you a bit of time and you get a bit of XP for it, which is good. So regardless of what contract you're doing, just make sure you go between the points of it fast with a vehicle. Alternatively, you can use the sort of redeploy drones to throw yourself back up into the sky and parachute across, just save yourself a bit of time. So whatever way you want to travel around the map fast, do it. But overall, my favorite contract is indeed Most Wanted, and I'm sure you guys are not surprised at that. Now these are great because you have to survive for about 4 minutes to get 5,000 weapon XP or 10,000 with a double weapon XP token, but you can reduce the time with a few sneaky tricks. So if you or your teammates open loot boxes, it will decrease the timer by 10 seconds at a time. But the thing is, it isn't just loot boxes. So it's literally any kind of storage item. So it can be like fridges, duffel bags, even med kits, anything that you can open counts as a loot container, and that will reduce it by 10 seconds. So in a building, you've normally got a few loot boxes, you've got maybe a duffel bag or a toolbox or something, and there'll be 1 or 2 first aid kits on the wall. So all this adds up, you have loads of containers. You want to keep basically opening these containers while your Most Wanted contract is active, because what that will do is it will run down the timer by 10 seconds at a time. So if you find 6 containers to open, that will knock a minute off your time, and the more you do it, the quicker you get. So honestly, in reality, it will take you about 1 or 2 minutes to complete this contract rather than 4. So it's very quick, and you can just keep farming these over and over again. Now obviously you are still marked as a Most Wanted target, so enemies may try and hunt you down, so do take care and try not to die. Ideally stick with teammates so they don't fail the contract, and also try and play with teammates so that they can open other loot boxes for you, which will also run down your time. So it's not just you, it's also teammates can also help with this. If you have a full team helping you, you could literally do it in like under a minute really quickly, so definitely worth going for this. Same as before, use vehicles or the redeploy drone to keep going between contracts fast, and I would recommend landing on a quieter area of the map when you spawn in to do it. So when you spawn into Plunder, look where the flight path is, containers and choose an area away from that, because that way you're going to be less likely to be disturbed, you're less likely to be picked off as a target, and you'll be safer overall. So that's kind of one of the main portions of this weapon XP method, doing the contracts and running down the timer, especially with the most wanted contracts. The next portion, which is a little bit similar but it is different, is looting. So this has several benefits. It gives you more money, which reduces the most wanted contract survival time, as we've just said, so you complete contracts more quickly and you can do more of them in the same amount of time. But the other thing is that you get 100 XP per loot container, which counts towards weapon XP. So every time you open a loot container, which again could be anything like a duffel bag, a loot box, toolbox, fridge, cupboard, lockers, anything like that, anything you can open, that will get you 100 XP. So if you do that 10 times, it's 1000 XP, counts towards your weapon XP. So it is a ton of XP literally just from opening containers. And there's so many of them on the map, you get thousands of XP really quickly for doing this. So you could literally just do this by itself and you get tons of XP. You don't even have to do contracts, although it makes it more efficient, but literally it's so quick with doing it, it's fantastic. The third main thing you want to do is you want to head to a buy station. Now basically I believe this is a glitch, it might not be, but it probably is. It's similar to at the start of Warzone 2 when that came out, and basically this possible bug currently allows you to get tons of XP from the buy station. Here's how you want to do it. So first of all, you want to collect loads of cash. You're going to get this from looting. So for example, business buildings like shops, gas stations, as they'll have lots of cash registers, which will contain decent amounts of cash. But you can also loot cash from most buildings, so check every room, shelf, rooftops, all that stuff, that's all going to have cash. So that's one thing, as well as if you want to obviously open loot containers and loot boxes, as that will give you money too. You also want to be doing contracts, as that will give you money, and also you want to be looting money from enemies. So all those things together will help you get a lot of cash. So collect a lot of cash and keep it on you. Try not to lose it, and try not to secure it by keeping it safe and depositing it, because then you won't have access to it. So you want to have it in your wallet basically. And then once you've looted enough cash and gained enough cash from contracts or other methods, so basically you've got as much cash as you need to, you want to head over to a buy station and continually buy a cheap item. I'd recommend the armor plates, as these are quite cheap, you can buy whatever you want, and basically you want to just keep spamming the buy button for the armor plates until you spent all your money. This will get you quite a few weapon levels for very minimal effort. So I'd recommend trying to get up to like $400,000 to $500,000, which is very easy to do in Plunder. Try and get that much money, and you don't have to do it on one go, you can do it as several trips, although it makes it more efficient if you do it in one go. Get that money, go to the buy station, buy loads of armor plates, literally that's all you want to do, and then you can get up to like 4 to 5 weapon levels on its own just from buying those armor plates. But obviously you've also gotten XP from the other things, which makes it even more fantastic. So in summary, what you want to do for this amazing weapon XP method is the following. You want to do contracts, especially most wanted contracts, which is going to get you lots of weapon XP in itself, lots of XP, lots of money, that kind of thing. You then also want to be looting containers at the same time. This is going to earn you money, it's going to run down the timer so you can complete these contracts more quickly, and it will get you a lot of XP in the process, 100 XP per container opened, which is fantastic. You then want to be collecting cash, which again you're doing from the contracts, containers, make sure you're looting from other areas as well. And these three things alone, like I say, will get you a lot of weapon XP and give you a lot of weapon levels. But on top of that, you then want to visit the buy station to get another few weapon levels from purchasing these items from the buy station. If you do all that together, you're going to get a fantastic amount of XP. You can easily max out your gun in like half an hour or less, really quick, I do promise. So it's definitely worth doing this method. The other thing you obviously want to focus on is killing enemies. So if you come across any enemies, it's good because you get XP, you can pick up good loot, and you can take their money too, which is fantastic. So again, try and do that as well, but the main focus should be the contracts, looting, cash, and going to the buy station and doing all that together. If you want to kill enemies, I'd recommend going to high flow or popular areas, or you can even hunt down most wanted or high earning enemies as they're highlighted on the map, so it's easy for you to find them. That's another thing you can do, but like I say, I would mainly focus on the first 3 things that I've mentioned. So that is the most broken way to level up your weapons currently in Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone Season 1. It is fantastic, and we've got a full-on double weapon XP weekend for the next sort of 5 days or so. So do make the most of it while that's around without having to spend any tokens. Really recommend it. You can literally level up all your guns really easily, so you've got no excuse. Hope you guys found this helpful. If you did, be sure to drop a like on the video. Check out my other Modern Warfare 3 Season 1 videos. I've got zombies guides and zombie missions, camo guides, a guide on how to level up the battle pass fast, other weapon XP methods, tons of other videos. You're going to want to stay tuned to stay up to date with all the latest methods and latest guides. And if you do so, make sure to subscribe so that you're not missing out on these videos. But thank you for watching, hope you found it useful, and I'll see you all on the next one.